Hey guys, MaliciousCompliance here, and welcome back to day number 26 of r/MaliciousCompliance. We're in the last week of this subreddit. Oh my goodness, we are literally in the 4th week of this subreddit. We're almost at the end, we're in the last week. Anyways, before I slowly lose my mind to the fact that we're going to be moving on to the next subreddit in like 6 days, let's get into some stories. First up, I have police officer attempted to intimidate my patient. Loses fight to physics. I love my physics, so let's see what happens. I'm a paramedic. A few months ago, we're coming back from a routine patient transfer when at an intersection about 4 blocks from the base, I noticed a woman sitting on the side of the road with her arms wrapped around herself and her head down. I nudge my partner who's driving, and we flip on the lights, and I see her head come up real fast, and she looks terrified. I get out, and she relaxes when she sees the ambulance. When I approach, I notice bruising on her wrists and other similar signs of domestic abuse. She seems hesitant to get up off the curb and into the ambulance, so I decided that I would at least pull the cot out of the back and give her something a little more comfortable than concrete to sit on. Now, a few important details. All the cots in my service are striker-powered cots. You've almost certainly seen these before. I have not seen powered cots ever. They're bright yellow with black handles and side panels. These cots have a motor and battery built in to allow us to raise and lower the cot at the touch of a button instead of throwing out our backs having to physically lift the cot up after loading someone. They're usually paired with an automatic loading system built right into the ambulance that lifts the cot up to the right height to be pushed inside and also secures the cot when loaded. There's a little red tab at the end of the track just inside the doors that you press down to free the cot and allow it to slide out. When you press this tab, it simply releases the cot and the loading carriage it's connected to, and it's up to you to keep it under control until it reaches the unload position and locks into place again. This can be problematic because these cots weigh about 125 pounds or 55 kilos. As soon as I hit the release tab for the cot, I hear the lights and sirens behind me. It's a city police car, which is weird because we had not requested police and we're outside the city in the sheriff's department jurisdiction. We merely informed dispatch that we were stopping to check on a woman at such and such intersection. The woman says something along the lines of, "Oh God, he's here," and moves faster than me, seeing free food being distributed at the base. She dashes past me and pretty much hurls herself into the ambulance, sitting on the bench seat. The cop is approaching and he's pissed. I put 2 and 2 together and slam the ambulance door shut. Let's call this police officer Steve. Let's call this officer Police Officer Steve, or POS for short. POS. Is she in there? Who? You know damn well who I'm talking about. You mean my patient? I'm afraid I haven't got a name yet. Open these doors, I need to talk to her. You're not using my rig as an interview room. You can talk to her at the hospital. We go back and forth like this for a few minutes. My partner at some point came back to see what the holdup was, but overheard my stonewalling and went back to the cab to call our chief. I continue my routine of deny and delay until a pair of deputies, specially requested by the chief, arrive. Oh, good. Now I have witnesses. See, we had stopped on an upwards incline. I had hit the release tab on the cot and it wanted to slide back. I had to close the doors so swiftly I didn't bother pushing the cot back against the stops and locking it in place. Emboldened by the presence of the 2 deputies, he gets in my face. Get out of my way, or I'm gonna have to charge. Or you're gonna have to be charged with obstruction. Okay, I step out of his way, and he opens the double doors. Between the cot, the monitor, and the jump bag, I say there was probably close to 160 pounds contained by those doors. all of which comes barreling down and hits POS square in the chest. He goes backwards and falls on his ass. One of the deputies laughed loud, and the other walks up and kneels down beside the guy. He says, "Your shift captain is going to be here in 5. I wouldn't be here then if I were you." POS gathers himself up and scowls at me, then stomps off. There is a limited amount that I can say about the aftermath, as the trial is not yet settled, but we all know how well charges stick to cops. The woman is now living elsewhere, the cop is still a cop, and I have been pulled over at least twice a week since then. But the video footage of him getting body checked by that cop remains one of the best things I have seen. For clarification, yes, the woman was/is married to POS. And yes, he is allegedly responsible for the abuse. Why? Oh no. I don't stand abuse. Domestic abuse is not a good thing. Oh no. Owner refused to let me do jury duty. It'd be funny if it was the case of the previous story. It's all connected. Oh, this one was back in the 80s. Okay. This was back in the 80s. My first job working as maintenance man at a local hotel. I've been working there part-time since I was 16, and when I turned 18, I got a notice to attend jury duty. I picked a week and I let my boss know. The owner of the hotel found out. He was always a completely unreasonable jerk to all the employees, and sees me in the hallway and tells me that I need to do whatever it takes to get out of jury duty because he needs me at the hotel that week for a large dog show, clogged drains, etc. And if I'm not at work, I'm fired. When I get to jury duty, day 1, I get selected to a week-long trial, and the judge asks jurors if there's any reason we cannot serve on the jury. They go around. When they get to me, I'm nervous. I've never been in court before and too scared to lie. I tell the judge that the owner of the business I work at will fire me if I'm not back today, and I said I needed to do everything I can to get out of jury duty or I'm fired. Other than that, I'm fine serving. The judge looks pissed. The judge has me approach the bench, asks for the name of the owner, location, etc. Then he hands the court officer a paper and says something to the officer. The judge still looks pissed. I'm told to return to the jury box. About an hour later, still selecting a jury, the officer returns with the owner, visibly shaken, in handcuffs, and walked to the front of the judge's bench. The owner is standing in front of the judge. The judge asks him questions which he apologetically tries to worm out of. Then the judge, looking even more pissed, instructs him that I will be here for jury duty. I will serve as long as I need to, and he should not do anything to retaliate against me, and that the judge is filing charges and will be instructing the clerk to check with me regularly, and if for any reason I am fired or face any disciplinary action at work, he will hold the owner in contempt, violation of a court order, etc. A bunch of legal stuff. And he will spend time behind bars thinking about how important jury duty is. Then the judge makes him apologize to me in court. I made it onto the jury and I served the week. I reported back to work the following week. I expected some blowback, but I never got fired. None of my shifts were changed, and I got paid for my time in jury. I didn't ask why I got paid. The clerk did check back a few times, and I was told to call the judge's clerk direct phone number if anything happened. It was awesome. I was pretty much bulletproof and worked until I saved enough to go back to school. Ugh. It's like, Yoda, I can't do jury duty because I will get fired because of this. Okay, who's the owner? Where does he work? We'll bring him in and make him have to let you do jury duty. It's like, and the best part of jury duty is if you do it once, you never have to do it again. That's the best part of jury duty. Because, like, the owner should have just let it go. Because the owner could have just been like, you've done your jury duty. You don't have any reason not to come into work. And last up, civilian dependent wife demands salute because of her husband's rank. Oh, yikes. There are a handful of rules to saluting in the American Army. The when, why, and how is drilled into you from boot camp until the day you leave. Even the order in which the salutes are rendered have meaning. When it comes to vehicles, there are helpful insignia and stickers to indicate if it's an officer, such as a coloured sticker located on the front windshield. My base was small enough where it was everyone's job at some point to do sentry duty at the front gate, which had housing for military families. Sentry duty was pretty basic. You'd stop every vehicle, check IDs, and then wave them through. If they were an officer, you'd see it coming with those coloured stickers, and after verifying the identity of the officer, you'd salute and send them on their way. One day, while on duty, I approached a vehicle with an officer's sticker, and there was only the officer's wife driving in the vehicle. I returned her ID, wished her a nice day, and waved her through. Pausing with a stern look, "Where's my salute, Petty Officer Alpha, Citizen Alpha?" Now, Karen here was wife to a higher ranking officer and has clearly fallen under the impression people are saluting her somewhere along the way. Some of the junior enlisted might have been saluting her as they're pretty easy to bully and more prone fuck-ups. I politely replied, "Ma'am, salutes are only rendered to commissioned officers," angrily pointing her chubby little fingers at the front of her windshield towards her husband's officer sticker. "I have a sticker, and you have to salute the sticker." Curtly, I continued, "I'm afraid that sticker is not an officer either." Frustrated, she pulled through and left my post. My cover guy, the guy keeping me safe with a big gun, and I watched her drive down the street and pull right into the administrative building with the top brass and huffed into the building as quickly as her soft, shitty body would take her. We exchanged a look between us with wry smiles, knowing exactly where this is probably going. Oh no. Later that day, we get a new official base-wide mandate. From here forward, all enlisted will salute vehicle stickers of officers regardless of who's in the vehicle. Roger that. This is where the malicious compliance comes in. It's worth nothing that when you salute an officer as enlisted, you do it first, and you hold that salute until you're saluted in return, and they lower theirs. Only then do you lower your salute. It signals that you are saluting them, and they're replying. Additionally, when saluting a group of officers, you generally direct your salute and greeting to the highest ranking individual. Now, as far as I know, this stupid sticker salute order had no accommodation for how a 2004 Toyota Camry fits into the officer's pecking order. Additionally, if the car is unoccupied, it's not like that sticker is removed. After that order came through, we all began saluting stickers. Personally, I direct my salute to the sticker. I would also prioritize sticker salutes over officers. Let me tell you, walking through parking lots, it was a blast when I saluted empty cars on my way to wherever. More and more people saw me doing it, and more people started doing it. Not long after, the order was publicly rescinded, which hilariously had the balancing effect of never rendering a salute to anyone but a clearly known officer, cementing Karen never getting her unearned salutes. Woo! I salute you. Oh my gosh. Just, you don't need a salute every time. Like, you think you're important enough to get a frickin' salute every time you come in to this base? You're not that important. Your husband's more important than you. And you've just got in your head, it's like, oh, it's all me now, it's all me. Like, you see them saluting at your husband, and you think they're saluting at you. Oh, that's just so dumb. Okay, I better end this episode here. So, links will be in the description to my main channel, and also this channel. Also on the screen is the playlist and the last episode. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know when the next video comes out. A ding, a ding. I'm Mad Scientist. Mad Scientist